Says we're live, John Gladiator.
In a place to heal, you said too, right? Okay.
Yeah, that would be great. Oh no, I already have it there. Sorry, I already have
Temple
it
of the
there. I
Sun.
already, yeah, I
Yeah,
have it on.
I see us there, Rhea. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I already put it on there.
Okay, now let me share out to some of my groups.
Yeah, we'll just wait, see if we have anybody come on or not. Give it a minute. I'll put a little background music on. Oops, sorry. Let me do the volume. All right.
Okay, so we got, hi Thomas, how you doing? And Leona Sue. Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Thank you for joining, guys.
I'm
So,
here with Princess Leia. And
oh yeah, where's my father?
I am your
There we
father,
go.
Rhea.
All right. Yeah, so we're just waiting for get a few viewers on here. If you guys don't don't mind sharing out, that would be really helpful and appreciative. I know John is over there on his end. He's got 2 devices. I only have 1 device. And we will give some mini reads to those that share out. And then let me put the link up. If you guys want a personal read, today's subject matter is delving into the dark side, allowing it to show us information and clarity and bring forth some greater clarity and understanding of ourselves, things that we might not be consciously aware of, in order to anchor more fully into our light, to empower us, to integrate all parts of us, and to actually aid us. I entitled it Light Born of the Darkness. What did I write here? And what it is a lot of times we think as light workers and way showers that that we are here to change the darkness or to bring forth the light from the darkness, but actually the darkness is really supporting us and allowing us to step more fully into our light. But we'll get into that in a little bit once we get some viewers here. I don't want to talk too much. Let me just how do I comment here?
And
Hold on.
excuse me. Heather, good morning. Heather Graham. Hi, sweetie. How are you? Leona
Beautiful
Sue,
artist.
it's beautiful sunshine. Where are you? I'm in Jersey. Rhea's up in
Maine, and it is a gorgeous day. I just came off a little bike ride, and I'm like, oh, I better go for a bike ride while the weather is still conducive. So it was like 60 this morning. It's beautiful.
We had a bad a dark stretch there, but it always brings the light. It's beautiful.
hence this live. Yeah, the leaves were so beautiful. That we did have a lot of rain lately and wind, and yet it's all like a carpet of beautiful leaves now.
Heather said she's in Connecticut. Yeah, we're tri-state.
That's beautiful too.
We're tri-state. Okay. Sunny today, yes, after days of rain. Yep. Leona Sue is in southern Illinois. Okay. Cool but sunny.
What's cool? What do you consider cool, Leona? So we're just going to be taking open donations today. I'm calling them light donations, light and love donations. If you guys want a more personal read, it'll be more personalized, individualized, delve a little deeper into your own personal situation. Oh, here, I'll stick that up. Star it. All right. Thank you guys for sharing out. We will do some quickies. And I am going to be doing, and I'm really excited. I got a new deck for you guys, well, for me, and I'm going to be pulling it upon it, and it's the Galactic Heritage cards, and it kind of goes with our theme too, the whole, well, our Star Wars theme, and you know the struggle and the wars between the light and the dark, the Jedi and the Sith. And as I was reading some of the history, and a lot of you guys might even be aware of the Lyrian book. It talks about the origination of the star seeds, and I can't remember the name of it exactly, but it's to do with the Lyrian heritage. I can't think of it, but it gets into that, and it really goes along with the whole concept of the Star Wars and their struggles, and how a lot of them shot off from this one race. And as we are multi-dimensional beings, we literally have pieces of ourselves in all timelines, all dimensions, all parallel realities, and everything is stored within our DNA, within our light, the light that we're holding even as a human being. And as we open up or activate these remembrances, even from this live today, for example, opening up the dark side actually acts as a catalyst or trigger to spark, to activate further light within us. So when I say the light is born of the dark, it is our willingness to allow the darkness, ironically, that actually activates the light within us. And it's so empowering, like I'm getting all tingly even as I talk. And my point with these cards is it will allow us to know maybe what we're not aware of, what galactic or star seed or other dimension that we are living that is affecting us now that might seem in the dark. It'll give us a greater understanding and clarity of an energy that we may be displaying and holding through our physical experience that is directly related to that timeline. So it could allow us to know that right here, I just picked this up out of nowhere, primal fear. So maybe on that other galactic system or even a human dimension, we have been filled with some fear for a situation due to maybe not, could be family, could be we were killed, could be not survival on the physical, what have you. It'll bring forth information to bring clarity. So the opposite, though, is as well as like, if you have primal fear, all this fear, well, the opposite end of that, the dark and the light, what can be gained through that experience is freedom. So it'll be interesting. So the 3 decks that I'm going to use are the Galactic Heritage. I'm a newbie at this, so I probably will be referring to the book. But what kind of pertains to what John and I are bringing forth today is the shadows and light. Again, bringing forth maybe the dark side, meaning a shadow aspect of ourselves, something it could even be something we're dealing with on an everyday mundane level. It doesn't have to be galactic. It doesn't have to be all of this bigger, deeper stuff. It can be something that you're really dealing with, a relationship that's bringing you a lot of angst, and you just want some further clarity and understanding. Well, by allowing that darkness, by allowing those feelings, by allowing those circumstances, it really activates the light within us. Because as we allow, we're not resisting, and we actually allow that contrasting experience to act as a trigger, a catalyst, like 2 sticks, sparking something within us that chose this experience to bring it into our awareness now. The physical experience gives us the physical journey of our light in action, of our light anchored through the physical. It's just exciting.
I was just thinking, when we hear that spiritual law of attraction saying that everything happens for us, that exactly supports what you're saying. So, okay, we chose these experiences, but like, what, why? Okay, we chose this experience, but it shows us something. And now what my guides are telling me to help everybody understand, when we have a dark experience, and usually, now this is where a lot of the stuff is created as a human. usually created in childhood. And when I first trained, everybody knows that I do this EFT stuff. And when I first trained in EFT, when I'm having an experience in the now, we were taught to try and understand, if we could, to connect with an experience that we had as a child, such as, let's say, not being enough, or not being worthy, or not being included in things. Okay? EFT would teach us that most of that stuff is created in childhood, and how to work with the tapping sequence to help shift the perception of what happened. So basically, if you come out of a childhood experience, okay, and you create, if you create an aura of, well, that happened to me, and that certainly means that I'm not good enough for this world. Okay, now you're in the process of creation. Universe says, okay, if that's what you want to create, we're going to give you. We're going to attract more of that. So let's bring it back down. We have the power. Okay, and Ria said this in a galactic way. We have the power to shift any experience, spin it from darkness into light. Okay, you could look at any tough childhood experience, and you could look back and say, what did that teach me? And what did I do to what did I do to get through that experience? Well, in some way, shape, or form, I was probably very brave. I did the best I could, and that would be a perspective of light. If I start using damaging words and saying that I must have been very weak, or God really didn't want to put me here, and things like that, I'm creating more self-judgment. So, Ria, and what you did, what you said
my God.
in so many words is, by way of accepting how we feel, that's the self-compassion awareness that I like to teach. By accepting that I feel not worthy in this moment, okay? That's all you have to do. I accept that I'm feeling that, okay? And I'm willing to treat myself with some compassion. This shifts the whole perspective. Instead of, my daughter yesterday is coming back from work, and and my daughter has this long standing experience with EFT, and I told her, Cecilia, we've evolved from having to go back to childhood to decontaminate all of those different meanings we gave to things as children. I said, all you got to do today is be aware of what you're feeling and accept that you feel it. That's all you got to do, and move forward. And move forward. I accept that I'm feeling down today. I don't know why. I don't have to know why. Wanting to know why you're feeling something all the time is psychology. And there's nothing wrong with psychology, guys. It could be true or not. However, we have 50 to 100,000 thoughts a day and feelings. And not all of them are you going to be able to psychoanalyze. So it's just better to meet them with no resistance. I heard you say that too, Ria. No resistance. I feel this right now. I'm feeling.
Yeah. And exactly. Accepting it, not resisting it. And where we can actually like label the darkness in that is, a lot of times we don't want to allow ourselves that, because we're judging what we feel. We might be thinking that we are weak because we feel this way, or we think we're not good enough or unworthy. So the darkness actually that is exposed through allowing ourselves to feel what we feel, or to go through what we're going through, is actually what brings light to that darkness. Like acceptance, it is so right, it's key. Acceptance is the same as allowing, and just in that, then that darkness is transmuted to light. Then you learn something, you heal something. Just just through the frequency of acceptance, you're automatically bringing yourself into a greater healing and alignment, because that is an acceptance. It is a high frequency. It is love, self-love,
Yes,
unconditional love.
acceptance is a very high frequency. It's self-appreciation, Rhea, and it's very, very, it's God vibration.
And in that, in allowing that darkness or not resisting, and you're raising your frequency, and if you believe that you're creating your reality and it matches that, then this is actually where the true power is through our allowance and acceptance of whatever that darkness is for you. Could be judgment against self, or just a situation, or worrying about someone. As you allow it and do what John was saying, I might be feeling this way and I accept it, then you've automatically have raised your frequency. But it's not through the outer manipulation of force or trying to change. It's through your own inner perception of your energy. Then you're going to reflect the reality that match that. So that's how we really, really are a co-creator in creating this new reality, or this new projection, mirror, reflection of our frequency, through acceptance and not resistant. And you can even say, I don't know why the hell I'm in this situation again, or what the hell's going on, but I accept it and I know that it's serving me. So we don't need to get caught up in the head, like John was saying. Just through our acceptance and allowance, I don't know why I have this pain again, and as you're tapping, but I recognize it and I know I'm healing. I'm allowing it because I know it is serving me. That is an immediate shift in perception and activation that you do to yourself, that will hence reflect in your reality in the physical body.
Yes, Rhea, that is exactly what EFT was designed for, to create a shift in perception. Because if I'm feeling angry at a level 10 and I'm tapping, and that level 10 comes down to a level 3, well, now I look at it, I'm not feeling as angry right now. I may be feeling this. There's a shift in perception. That's where the creation of new, how would you say, new beginnings starts.
Yeah, new reality creation beginning.
So this was a study of mine, Rhea, as to how EFT and acceptance and self-compassion was working with the law of attraction. And I got to admit that not many of my EFT practitioner friends see it this way, and that's okay. They know that it's doing something, but I had to take it a little bit further to try and understand what it was doing in our reality. Because I see a lot of people tapping where we're getting good results. And now I think what we're explaining is why they're getting good results, because they're attracting better as per the shift in perception. So
good point. Good point. Yes.
If you're constantly working on being accepting of what you feel, Rhea, you will notice that you're in a higher vibrational state, therefore attracting better outcomes. We're always going to have a dip, and the dips are there to show us something. The darkness always comes to show us something. What is this trying to show me? I don't know what it's trying to show me, but right now I'm feeling very low.
It's just, the darkness isn't dark and evil, and we don't need to kill it away. It's like having a war against darkness, like they have the war against drugs or the war of this or that. When you fight something and resisting, you're actually creating more density in the thing you're trying to resist. So when you allow it, then it becomes lighter. But what I wanted to say, John, the tapping, is that utilized specifically to bring you to your body, to the now, the tapping, to ground you and brings you to the present moment? It puts you in your body. It makes you present. That makes so much sense.
Once you're present and aware of what you're feeling, that's number one. The tapping part of it is enhancing the energy flow of that. Okay? So it's helping you to be aware at a turbo level, if you would. Okay? And so when you're tapping on these meridian points, you're actually allowing energy flow in the body. And when you're saying that anger that I'm feeling, that's at a level 10, can go down to a level 5 within a few seconds. because you're allowing the energy just to flow through.
Instead of build up. Oh my God, I just love this. Because it's not like building up and getting stuck. It's allowing that to go through you.
But Rhea, what's very important to learn is, and I said this to my daughter, it's really not about the tapping. It's about being aware of it and accepting it.
But but it gives us the physical experience, and we're physical beings, and we like that.
The tapping is the
tapping. Zoom, to me, it would go zoom. It grounds me and centers me and brings me to my body. And
that's the swoosh part of it. Yeah.
Yes.
With the Rhea swoosh, when you're tapping, it's bringing the physical into it. What else can I do to help myself feel better fast? I can do this tapping on the energy point thing. But you don't have to do it. What we're trying to teach here is the awareness and the self-compassion from the darkness, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And it's so beautiful when you know that nothing really needs to change and everything is serving us in every moment. It's just when we get in the head or want to control from a limited perception that we cause so much unnecessary, I don't want to say unnecessary, but so much confusion for ourselves.
Yeah, well, we create when we're feeling low, Rhea, or we don't understand something, and where our, let's say, our mood or our vibration drops. It's uncomfortable and it's scary to us, and a lot of people, I believe, don't know what to do when that happens. Okay, a lot of people will meditate, a lot of people will go out and ground, and all of that's fine. But if what I'm trying to teach people to do that is foundational is to forget the tapping, stop and be aware of what I'm feeling and accept myself for feeling it. Okay? And that is what shifts the perception real quick. And now we're making room for new creation. And that's what brings me out of any kind of daily funk that I might get into for any given reason, Rhea.
And when you say, sorry.
Go ahead. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When you say the base is all to stem, the base of this, and you're integrating and accepting yourself, but the core reason for you not accepting yourself is because you think, or we think, based on our childhood experiences, that we are separate from the light, from love, from God, from perfection, from being. So that's the core of why we need what you're speaking of as a modality or a tool to help integrate us. But the basis of it is the illusion, goes back to the illusion of separation.
It goes back to something that we created probably unconsciously as a child, and it's working a program in our energy system. And that's the explanation of why all of a sudden when we're in a high vibe and all of a sudden someone says something to us like, oh, you're never going to be good at that. And we drop in vibration. And so it triggers one of those energetic patterns in us.
Oh my God. That was dark within side of us, what we needed to bring forth, the trigger we needed to be aware of it so that we would not suffer, quote unquote, physical ailments, mental distress, anxiety. So the darkness serves us because it was triggered by a yucky event or whatever. Even self-loathing, whatever, gets your attention enough so that we can clear that and heal it and align it. And then obviously through your EFT is a modality.
For you, Rhea, when someone says to you, you'll never be good at that. I know it's hard to understand this stuff in the moment. You probably feel wounded. However, when you can really process that and say, thank you for that, because I know it's really not true.
And that's so hard when you're in the human emotion of it. Because like I have that and then I'm like, and so when you fight that like the human just gets whatever, wants to be sad, cry. But then I just say, thank you. I know this is serving me, and it is immediate, almost immediate. I will be enlightened with some greater insight from whatever was the trigger or catalyst. And then I'm like, oh my God, this really, really does work. Just not having to understand it, but knowing it because you're connected to the all knowing, the spiritual part. So when you just surrender to that and say, thank you, I know this is serving me, guaranteed within a short amount of time, you've created space for the clarity to come through you, the light, the awareness, the information, the answer, the explanation, whatever it is you needed. Always, I find that.
Well, Rhea, I submit to you that in your learning of how understanding that, and you're able to shift it in 5 seconds.
Well, not 5, but usually, and that depends how dense the darkness or
Yes.
the illusion is that I've created for myself on the physical in order to overcome it, to know the
Okay.
light that I am.
And Rhea, even if it takes an hour or a week, even though this is taking long for me to understand and shift out of this darkness, I can accept that. I can accept how I feel. I just don't understand it. There we go back to the self-compassion aspect of it. We don't have to know something in 5 seconds, 5 years, or 5 millennials. You understand? We put this pressure on us that we're supposed to do it this way. We're supposed to understand everything. We're supposed to know it all. And this pressure that we put on ourselves is all born out of the 3D program. And if people can understand this, they'll be easier on themselves.
And this doesn't even go to personal stuff, like you're saying, an emotional trigger. We
Yeah.
can actually extend that to anything happening in our life. It is serving us. Something you see on the news and it brings you whatever, distress, anxiety, feeling fear and filled with fear. If we say, okay, I know it appears this way, but it is serving me in the world, in the mass at some level. And then you can see things shift. So it's not just, say, a personal thing or situation. We can also apply that collectively, is what I'm saying. It is serving us.
It is serving. Everything's
And
serving.
and then boom, then we can shift it. But this goes to being no linear. Like everything exists now. If you believe everything exists now and everything is frequency and everything is holding a space for our frequency to match it, you're going to shift to the match, the world that represents that frequency and that belief. It's not that we're creating it linearly, even though it feels like it. We're literally resonating with that frequency, but we do it so seamlessly because we really are masters that we don't realize it. But that's getting a little bit deeper, further out there than just our little human. What
Rhea,
we're
we
talking
have
about.
some guests here. Let's see. We said Heather.
Jahida, yeah.
Okay, Leona.
Jahida, oh, sorry.
No, you got Jenny says she loves your hair, I think. Jenny says.
Thank you. I wanted to match my Darth over here, but he took his mask off. It's hard for to do readings and speak with masks.
And Caleb, how are you, Caleb? He's here, and I don't know how to say that name. Yahara?
Jahida, or Jahida is how I say it. Jahira.
Say it again.
But Jahira, is that how we say it? With
Jahira.
Yahira. I don't know. I always say Jahida, but yeah, Yahira. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry if I screw up your name. So
I always do.
So Marie is light born of darkness, and we have John.
Oh, he's just joking.
Oh, that's okay.
Childhood trauma, yes.
Okay, buddy. I'm all for that.
So when you deal with your EFT, John, are you attributing it only to this linear time frame that we're aware of, or do you pick up or believe in other lives too?
Rhea, I am no longer attributing it to our now reality.
Life. Right. Okay. I didn't
because
know
I understand energy a little bit better now, and that it does work through the many timelines that we're operating on. And so why do I have to go back to a specific time to figure out where I created this perception? I don't have to do that. All I have to do is accept that I'm feeling it. I don't know if it came out of a timeline when I was living on Mars or not. I don't
Okay.
need to know
Okay.
that anymore.
Good.
I'm God's source energy. And this is what I'm trying to teach people. You don't have to know. When I learned the modality, I understand what it was trying to teach us. In the mental health capacity, it helps people to heal from their childhood wounds. And I understand that. It serves its purpose and it does it beautifully. However, the process of accepting how you feel in any moment, okay, heals on all timelines, because your intention is to feel better and shift that perception. So you don't need to know if it came out of this timeline or God knows when you were a caveman.
It's such a good point, because where we are now, whatever timeline that was connected with is directly affecting you now. So as you heal now, or you're enlightened, or you spark or activate something in here, say John's here, but he's also here, we're all connected simultaneously. So if he heals here, boom, healed up here on Mars. So there's no separation in creation, period. It's all energy. It's all based in love and light, ultimately. We've created many, many experiences with the illusions of stuff, but in order to give us the physical experience to reclaim who we are, I guess. It's not that we're even becoming anything we're not. We're just reclaiming that which we already are, which we chose in this game of life as a human that we take way too seriously, and we put so much on ourselves to fix everything. We don't need to know everything, like John said. We just need to be present in the now, and in being present in the now, you're automatically affecting your past, your future, your alternate lives. And really, we don't have to take on all of this burden and worry, because really, like you said, we only have the now. This now moment, it's serving me, automatically shifts all of your realities simultaneously to match that higher frequency of healing, abundance, expansion. Shoo.
And as you're channeling that, Metatron come in and said, "Listen, if you don't like what you're feeling, shift it. You have the power to
Oh my
shift
God.
it.
It's so true.
That is what we have inherited as God's source energy, Rhea. We have the power to shift anything. I don't like what I'm feeling, so I have the power to shift it. Okay? And so it's just showing you how powerful you are. You're not a victim of some deity in the sky holding you by marionette strings, if you would. We have the power to shift any.
Exactly. And even our heritage, our linear, our ancestry line, any of that, well, it runs in my genes, it runs in my family. You might be predisposed, but you have come there to break that very cycle. You have power over that.
You actually heal that energy back to where it was created. Rhea, that's one of my EFT setup lines now. Even though I'm feeling this, or even though I'm feeling that I'll never be able to buy that Mercedes Benz. Okay, let's use that as a money block, right? I choose to heal that back to wherever it was created.
Oh, so good.
Okay, and I use that one, and I'm constantly healing all of these parts of energy that God knows where they were created, but I don't have to know.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. That's perfect.
I'll be showing people how to do that, even though, Rhea,
now that's powerful. That's powerful when you can change things in realities and multi dimensions just through your acceptance. You just through knowing, it just blows my mind the power we have. We just through that acceptance, you've changed everything. Through our surrender, you've changed everything. Time, just all time, all existence, just through that shift in perception. That's how powerful we are.
Rhea, you could be running down a trail one day and all of a sudden it hits you. I feel like I don't belong here. God knows where it comes from, right? It doesn't matter. Okay? And you could just say, okay, God, even though I feel like I don't belong here, I choose to heal that back to wherever it was created. And I'm telling you, within seconds, if you practice this, Rhea, there it goes. I don't like.
Uh,
I don't really. I don't really want to feel that. I'd like to feel. I'd like to feel uh, gratitude for where I am. And if that is your default intention, and then something comes in to show you differently, you have that power to heal it in seconds.
yeah,
With
you're
acceptance and
reprogramming that.
compassion.
That thought form you're reprogramming with that,
Yes,
that
it's
energy. You're almost like opening up that pathway
yes,
the more you do it. But that brings something kind of full circle when we were talking about the beginning, the dark and the light, and bringing that light from the darkness. Even those feelings of feeling unworthiness, it is such a blessing, because when you don't feel good, that is allowing you to know that you are believing or buying into something that isn't true. You don't have to know where it stemmed from, like you said, John, but knowing and allowing that to serve you, to shift that perception, that energy within you didn't know you were holding, and you wonder why you're not living the life you want. But if you have this energy within you that you're subconsciously operating in, those feelings are a blessing, because they give us that glimpse. They allow us to know, okay, there's some energy within my physical being that I am still buying into or operating that is not real. Anything that does not feel good to you is not the ultimate truth of who you are, and it gives you a opportunity to release it, and to bring forth that light in the darkness. You don't have to understand it. The power is in knowing it's serving us. It's allowing us um, to realign.
to realign.
To
Okay, very good.
realign.
Yeah, the power is knowing that it's there. It's happening for a reason.
Even though it don't feel freaking good, but if we can shift and know, okay, this is a gift. It's my body, my emotion, my energetic being letting me know there's something within me that needs to be shifted right now to bring me into the alignment to actually shift to the life I want to live.
You
And
know
be
what
the
you know how I describe it, Ree? I say, well, this is learning how to be pure spirit in human form. That this is like an exercise in learning how to be pure spirit in human form to the best of our ability. But I mean, hey, I like to eat a chocolate ice cream cone. I love that physical experience, Ree.
and that's why we're here. We're
Right.
to we're to indulge in the physical, where we try to
Indulge. Okay, very good.
not indulge. But again, there's the balance.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
tend
I
to
mean,
swing on the pendulum. I like rides. I try to go too far one way and the other. But yeah, we're here, and we so often want to deny the physical experience, deny the human emotions, deny what the physical needs are. But actually, the very thing we need to do is embrace them, because our desires and our callings too are also serving us and are there for a reason to follow, even if it's just to teach us something or to whatever. We had to have the experience. Desires, they get a bad rap, but when you follow the desires and anything that gives you life, even if you trip up, it was still there to enlighten us, some about ourselves.
Rhea, desires get a bad rap. I mean, those words are gold.
Yeah, they're bridges to get us to where we want to go. And sometimes,
Desires get a bad rap. Yeah. Uh, that brings me back to my old Catholic upbringing when I had to starve from chocolate and cake through the 40 days of Lent.
Lent. And when you go against the grain, then it causes those compulsive obsessions, or it gets in the head, and it just makes everything worse when you deny yourself. If you go with the flow, then you can get through that. Even if it wasn't quote unquote good for you, at least if you have allowed the quote unquote darkness or the experience, then you come and bring that light through it. It's like, I love this image. It's us flowing through any darkness and always bringing that light through it, through our experience, because we are essentially love light. Whatever we experience, it is just part of who we are to bring light to it. We can make it as hard and resistant as we want, or we can go with the flow and just like be a shooting star, just bringing our light through the darkness, just shooting, living, experiencing.
Oh,
All right.
thank you for
Uh,
all these comments, guys. I'm just
yeah, I'm
checking
not.
some of them.
Yeah, I don't see them all. Let me see here.
Caleb, inherited experience or falsely directed. Okay, Caleb was having a little conversation. Um, You like the Star Wars theme, Heather? Thank you, and you're welcome for the EFT explanation of what. I had to bring this EFT stuff a little bit further along with by way of the
Hi,
law of
Lorraine.
attraction and what it's doing. And I have this conversation with C. Megan often, and I just couldn't. When I was just tapping with people, I know I could feel my the people I was tapping with not understanding what's going on. So my guides would say, "Well, John, explain it to them." And so when I'm having sessions with people now, I explain this stuff to them, and they come away with a better understanding, Rhea, which is
Yeah,
in
and
itself.
yeah, we do have brains and intelligence for a reason, and it is about uniting the spiritual concepts with the intellectual, and it makes it more. If you understand it and get it, I don't know. I like that. We have that for a reason. It helps us through it.
Okay, I was seeing if anybody donated. I don't see anything, or
Trade-in, yes.
if you did, let us know, guys. If you
Yeah,
donated or shared, please let us know.
yeah. Let us know. We'll give you a more thorough personal reading for a donation, and I did star that comment. And if you've shared out and would like a quickie from John and I, now's the time to post that in comments. I know a lot of you guys are really, really beautiful, and we really appreciate you sharing out. All of you are beautiful, but we appreciate the sharing out. Leona, Heather, I think you did. If you guys just comment. And like I said, I'm going to be pulling from the galactic heritage, and I just find that whole concept really interesting. And I've always
Leona said,
questioned it.
Leona said, I've discovered that most of my anger comes from a disappointment or
Thank you, Heather.
sadness. And you know something, Leona, if that's true, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. It's what you're feeling in the moment. So it is truth to you. And so that's exactly what you say when you're tapping. Even though I've discovered that most of my anger comes from disappointment and sadness, I still love and accept myself. Okay? That's where you shift this.
Yeah, you
Leona.
came. That's beautiful, John. And because Leona, you came for that experience. But if you want to, like, from the intellect, understand deeper or gain that greater clarity and understanding, is a lot of our disappointments and sadness, which I know you already know, is based in having our human expectation wants a result. But if we can release that and say, even, oh man, I'm always disappointed, and man, what I want never seems to happen, or whatever it is. I'm not saying you, but anybody. We can say, well, you can release it. Say, I accept that. That's how my human self feels, but I know it's because there is greater things for me, more happiness, more fulfillment. Like there's always the energy, the light, the love, the God source energy, the higher self of you operating behind the scenes, and we have a limited perception. So just knowing that we can release the expectations, um, knowing that it's because it's better for us, better for our experience, our soul's journey, even our joy as a physical. Because a lot of times, physically, we want the Mercedes or whatever that car is, or home or relationship is for you. But part of we want to enjoy that, and there's nothing wrong with that. So obviously indulge and follow your desires in that way. But part of the human lesson too is, I think, releasing the attachment to the physical, because in that you actually limit your power and what you can manifest. So you can look at it that way too. Oh, the sadness, the disappointment, oh, that's just me releasing expectations so that I'm actually empowering myself to more than what the human mind can comprehend. If that
Okay,
makes sense.
Rhea, we're going to pull for Heather because she shared, but
Thank you, Heather.
I want to bring up this one point you just brought up. You were following Leona's statement about disappointment. So I want to teach people about patterns. If you're constantly experiencing disappointment in your life, that's a pattern. Okay, it was created somewhere. It could be in childhood. It could be, as I said, in the lineage. It doesn't matter. So how you can clear that is simply say, even though I'm constantly feeling disappointment is constantly showing up in my life, I recognize that, and I choose to heal that back to wherever it was created. It's your God source energy power statement. Okay? And Rhea, you're right. When I tap on that feeling like I'll never have a Mercedes, when I worked on that, I don't, you know what? If it comes, fine. But I don't really have that burn and desire to have it because I don't really need it. And that's when things start coming. When you give up this need or lack. Like I
Because
don't have.
yeah, because when you're too focused on it or want it, you're actually putting the opposite energy out that, oh, I don't
Exactly.
have it. I don't have it. So when you release it, then you create space for it to take form. Zoop. All right, Heather. So I'm going to be pulling just a shadow because we're talking about the darkness and maybe something being brought into your awareness that you might not be aware of that's actually aiding you. It's aiding you. Okay, probably galactic, Heather. Caleb, if you are still there, can you have, I noticed I had a phone call from school. Can you have Bob call the school, please? Caleb, are you still there? Have Bob call school. All right.
Rhea, do you have to do that if you have to?
Um, Let me just see if he's there and can have him do it.
Go
He's
ahead.
working it.
That could, it could be important, sweetie.
Yeah, Jahida, tell him, please. I'll tell him. All right. I got for you, Heather, the Druid Flower Fairy, Sweet Memories. And it's an 11. It's a MasterCard. And what I'm feeling is if this is to be taken from bringing some darkness or bringing some clarity, you might be reminiscing maybe in the past and maybe wanting to cling on to the past or to relive some sweet memories. And they're, what I'm feeling for you in this card is the sweet memories that you have obviously are working for you for your creations now. They have acted as fuel and food to bring forth the life you are living now. And sometimes what we want is we might get a little melancholy or reminiscent and want to relive that or want the simpler times. But and now what I'm feeling really strongly, and it's coming from spirit, or maybe someone on the other side, is you are here for the expansion. You are here, again, the 11 representing mastery, representing walking through a portal, a door of this new energy. You are a prominent piece, player, participant in bringing forth these new creations, new beginnings. And sometimes we have to grieve the past a little bit, but know that it is working and all of that energy is not lost. It is just transforming into something new. Its energy is never lost. And because I can even think, oh, my kids, I wish they were a little again. And all of a sudden there just seems to be this huge shift and all of a sudden they're big. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? So what you might be thinking or reminiscing or feeling similar, taking all that energy and knowing that life is eternal. It's constantly expanding and growing and giving birth, and you're like at this doorway of giving birth and giving this new creation in the physical of that past memory. They're saying of the past memories and joys, you are in the present bringing forth a new expression of them through you. All right, John, you can go.
Wow, that's powerful. Rhea, I pulled from your deck. This is Rhea's creation. She pulled the strength card, Heather. Strength lies in not the doing, but in the being.
Thank you, Pam.
Strength is your state of being when you choose to keep believing, regardless of what appears to be real. It is through your belief that all things are possible. And on the other side, okay, Heather, everything is crystallized through your heart, sweetie.
I'm just in awe as I watch you.
What this is about, strength, Heather. You may be confused about what you want to do or be in your life or get some kind of where is my place? I mean, you might be going through some confusion. I don't like to tell people what is happening, but that's kind of like what I'm feeling from the message. In these moments of doubt and what is my purpose? What exactly should I be doing? The card is this message from Spirit is trying to remind you that just by you being who you are, is all you need to do, sweetie. And that's when it'll appear to you. So what you can do is put on the brakes, step back, and just relax and enjoy your life and go about following your heart with whatever you feel like you want to do. And you know what? It will appear to you, Heather, and it doesn't have to appear to you in a carnival scene, in a big cosmic thing. It could, you just, sweetie, you might be doing it now just by being in your presence. When I'm with you, when we get together with C, I can feel who you are. You're just a being of love, and you're a healing presence just by being who you are. Okay? If you want to take that to another level, that's up to you. Whatever you want to do. But when you get those feelings of, I don't really know what I want to do, or what position I want to take, or who I'm supposed to be, you're Heather. And that's all you need to know is I'm Heather, and I'm God Source Energy, because I posted something about this. It's funny this card came up, Heather. In my life, I've been trying to search for who I am. I was born a baseball player, then I became a mozzarella maker. I owned a deli. Then I became a coach. Then I became an EFT practitioner, a real estate agent, a baseball umpire. And what all of this is showing me is when certain people comment on that, they said, don't you ever want to be something? I'm saying, wait a minute. I'm just John, and I'm doing all of these different things now. And it took me a while to understand that. Okay. Today, I'm here with Ria, and I'm helping people by bringing spirit messages. Okay. Tomorrow, I might be making mozzarella. Tomorrow, I might be selling real estate. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. It's who I am that counts. And that's the message for you, Heather. It doesn't matter what you do. It's who you are. So step back and relax and enjoy your life wherever you are in the moment, sweetheart. Simple as that.
That's really beautiful. And I love the way that you point all of these different roles that you have, or different personas, but that is an example in your everyday physical reality of the multidimensional you even. And when you do take on those other parts, you are actually getting and bleeding into the other energies of those other parts of you everywhere. So I just find that whole thing fascinating. That was beautiful. I love that. Definitely going through great transformation and enlightenment, Heather. And I did wanted to pull the Galactic Heritage cards because these are new, and I just wanted to see what it said. So the galactic energy, or you on another dimension, you time, got the Zeta Reticuli. I don't know how to pronounce all these, and it's to do with future. And it's a paradox. Life right now for you might really be seeming like a paradox, but within that you're gaining great enlightenment. And I'm just going to read real quick because I don't have all of these down yet. And what it says is the Zetas pass through an essential transformational paradigm on their way to enlightenment. It has to do with alchemical shift from a state of polarity to paradox of containing both poles simultaneously in the total balance, with no preference for either. Spiritually, they learn to be full, both full, containing the universe in all its forms, and empty, containing nothing but conscious awareness. Living in this paradox is a point of power and is the key for spiritual transformation. You contain this paradox as well. Learn to tap into to accelerate your evolution. Let the Zetas guide you. So the Zetas would be more of a future version of you, on a future timeline where you are both full and empty in one. And part of what you're experiencing now is learning that equilibrium, being in that center, containing all in one. And in that, you are extremely powerful, and you have all available to you in the present moment of now. Without having to swing from one end to the other, you're able to bring it all together in this moment of now. So that's what the future part of you is calling forth with whatever you are feeling confused about now. You are exactly where you need to be. And
wow.
And that goes perfectly with that number 11, the portal. representing that mastery, representing the 11, the 1 and the 1, total balance. One isn't more than the other, one isn't less, containing both the 1 and the 1 in the now, in this container of your consciousness. All right,
And
beautiful.
Ria, I just wanted to point out that Heather said, I feel confusion on how to navigate what I want to do. And I guess that came up when I was reading her message. And Heather, that's a perfect example of how to either tap or use self-compassion awareness. Even though I feel confusion on how to navigate what I want to do, I accept that that's true for me right now. Okay?
That's beautiful.
And Heather, once you clear that, you see, that little thing, I feel confusion on where to go. If we don't deal with that little thing as through acceptance, there'll be other, how would you say, negative creations coming from that. So what I'm trying to teach people is on the basic foundational part of everything, anything that is disturbing you, just say, I'm feeling this and I accept that it's true and I still accept myself. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, guys.
Yeah, it is. And that shifts the frequency. It shifts. It creates an opening. It creates the opening for the flow.
It creates new perception or perspective, Ria, which is new creation. Exactly. And I guess I needed to get together with Ria to bring this point across live because I really wasn't comfortable doing it. I need some reinforcement with this because
we all do, and we again, this is so beautiful because we have created the reinforcement we needed, and everything is always reinforcing us. I just wanted to mention on confusion in general. Confusion too it's awesome because what it's allowing you to do is to loosen energies and maybe look at them, and the confusion is just I think you're releasing ideas that you need and ideas that you don't, and when it's all being right there in your awareness, sometimes it's overwhelming. So yeah, I just see all of these light particles floating around you, and it can be confusing because you've got old light particles of old experiences, new ones, and it's all happening simultaneously. So don't let the confusion confuse you. Just be in it. Just be in it.
Yeah, you know what Metatron is telling me?
Finger.
When we say we're confused and that upsets us, we're always feeling like we should know what to do. And not knowing what to do sometimes is okay, is what he's saying.
It's perfect.
Not knowing what we have to do, well, should do, is okay.
Because that opens us up to receiving more, well, I don't want to say more, better, or worse, but other information we otherwise wouldn't. Because if we're so set on figuring something else, that causes resistance and constriction, which actually prevents us from actually opening up to new information and creation, like John was saying, new creation.
God, that's friggin' right on point. Oh my God.
So I know, I got goosebumps. Like I love collaborating. This is so fun. Okay. All right. Awesome. Awesome, Heather.
Anybody else share? Hi, Kimmy. Hi, Pam. Make sure I didn't miss anybody.
Hey, Kimmy. Yeah. Hey, Pammy. Or Pam Gary, I mean, not Pammy, but maybe you call Pammy.
Kimmy did share out. Okay.
All right. This is fun. Oh, there goes the train again. Yeah, so this is beautiful. And also, to get back to the confusion or when you feel confused, what it is it's a loosening up of energy, actually, to create space for higher information to come through, for new information to come through. And then you're just confused because then all that is in your awareness and it confuses us. But it's not that we're supposed to necessarily take action on any of those particles that have just released. It's actually bringing forth something new within us to come from it. So that's awesome. All right.
Yeah,
so Kimmy,
they're telling me, Ria, confusion, and when it upsets us, when confusion upsets us, it's almost like the energy is being read as like a judgment. It's
attachment. There's an attachment.
Yeah, it's like we feel like we should know everything.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like we should know, or I should be able to make up my mind, or why can't I make up my mind? And yeah,
Why
I can
can't
see
this
that.
be clear to me?
Yep. What
And,
am I, stupid? What am I, dumb?
right. And then we go into these other creations
I
that,
should know this. I should know what to
and
do.
now we're
Yeah.
building more resistance.
When we don't know what to do, that is a beautiful place to be because then you're actually open to receiving information. Just don't like when you get stuck in it, then you block it. But not knowing what to do is great because then the limited human mind can be put to the side to receive higher frequency information and guidance. It's all good. It's all
And
good.
yeah, that certainly clears the way. The acceptance clears the way to receiving the information. Okay, let's read for Kimmy.
Kimmy Seagull. All right. What wants to be brought forth? Too many. All right, Kimmy, I pulled you Shadows and Light based on our theme today. And I'm just saying, what in the darkness? It's like I'm just imagining myself taking my hand, going into this abyss or this void or black hole, pulling something out that is actually going to serve you to know now that was kind of in the dark, kind of hidden, maybe even misjudged, they're saying, something that you might have been misjudging. And darkness can just be anything that separates you from the light, knowing the light, embracing, embodying the light that you inherently are. You got an angel of alchemy, miracle. Wow, I just love this figure. So she's like standing here, arms crossed. That almost even looks like the Two of Swords card. Sometimes when they're crossed, like you might be at blinded to knowing what to do, or maybe confused or need clarity about something as well, almost like blocking something in this heart area even. And she's standing in between, go figure, crows have been coming up really, really big time, raven, crow, and then the skeleton. So the message is miracle, and it's a 21-3, which always to me represents expression, bringing forth new life and expression, and that's what we're always doing. Yeah, there's something there about opening up. You hold your heart dear, you hold spirit dear, you hold all of that, but there could be they're saying there's something that needs to be dislodged in your heart. Maybe, and what I'm feeling right now, maybe deep, deep down at some level, might not obviously be conscious of it, or the card wouldn't be coming up, is you really want a miracle, but you're afraid the miracle isn't coming, so you're almost at a standstill. You don't want to recognize a miracle within yourself that you actually want. And once you can bring this miracle, this want, this need into your awareness, then it can happen. But it's almost like deep, deep down, there could be something you might be wanting so bad that you don't want to recognize it. You're going to keep it there. You're going to keep it lodged in deep, not brought to your awareness because you don't want to be disappointed, or um, you don't want to be faced with something within yourself. And I think it has to do with your own belief, your own power. Almost like if I bring this into my awareness and it isn't the miracle, or the miracle doesn't manifest, this is somehow showing me that I'm not as powerful, or something that I'm believing in isn't true. Something within you, if you acknowledge this thing within your heart, almost like it's going to test your own belief system. It's going to rock your foundation, sort of.
Oh God, I got it. Yep.
And it's going to rock you, but it's actually going to open you up to something greater. And now I'm getting all goosebumpy. Something greater within you that you are preventing yourself from actually being aware of through keeping it deep within and not exposing it. There's something you are burying in you, heartfelt, a miracle, but you're not allowing the exposure of it because it could rock your world, confront your own belief system, but it's actually going to bring you to greater power, beliefs, and miracles.
Boom. And oh God, Jesus Christ, Rhea, without your read, I don't know if these would have made sense, but what
Mm-hmm.
what's happening here is, Kimmy, there's some kind of resistance,
Mm.
and the resistance could be because of the beautiful, kind soul that you are. Now, what I'm getting is somebody hurt you in some way or might have hurt you. And being the kind soul that you are, you're trying to alchemize that and say, you know what? Okay, I don't know. I don't want to feel that, or I don't want to believe that that's true. But
Mm.
now we got to bring it back to step number one. Timmy, what are you feeling, sweetie? If you feel like someone hurt you or something in your life and you don't acknowledge the hurt, okay? Never mind the lesson that they taught you and all of this spiritual mumbo jumbo that we hit ourselves with that
Mm-hmm.
teach us how to feel. I shouldn't feel that. I should feel this. I have to forgive. This is some. I pulled you Archangel Lavender, which is talking about forgiveness, and this is about forgiveness of yourself, Kimmy. You're fighting something about a past hurt, and being the kind, considerate person that you are, you don't want to have any animosity about it. And I'm not telling you to have the animosity. I'm telling you, Timmy, what are you? I'm telling you to understand what you're feeling. Hey, I'm feeling like they hurt me. Doesn't matter if it's true or not. It's what you're feeling. I gotta pound this away to people. I'm feeling like they hurt me. Okay, Timmy, in your awareness, you know it's for a higher perspective, but you're not feeling the hurt and acknowledging how you felt. That's what
Numb.
it is, sweetheart.
Yeah, she's maintaining numb.
I accept that I feel hurt by this, and I just want to recognize that I feel that. Okay?
Mm.
Perhaps I don't want to feel that. My training has showed me that I don't like to harbor ill will with anyone, but Spirit's trying to show you, Kimmy, don't block that feeling. Accept and acknowledge what you're feeling from that experience, and then it will release. Okay, so that's what I'm getting out of this
Mm-hmm.
card. And yeah, you can see that darkness underneath. Kimmy, the
Mm.
white is your heart, and all of that is
Mm.
that little bit of darkness from not
Mm.
from perhaps burying a lot of feelings, sweetie, and it's so easy to release.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've learned to transmute so much in your life by
Mm-hmm.
by love in your heart. Okay, but there's this darkness around the bottom of your heart that shows up because you know what, Timmy, you weren't wrong to feel that. If
Mm.
someone you felt like someone did you harm, okay, they were there to teach you something. That's what Rhea and I was, but it doesn't deny what you felt. And that's what Spirit's saying. Do not deny your feelings. And whatever this particular thing is, Kimmy, it'll help you to release so much gunk that's holding you up from going where you want to go, sweetheart. Okay? Um, okay, yeah. They're just telling me she's caught up in the love and light,
Mm-hmm.
and they understand it. And they
Mm-hmm.
understand it because, Timmy, you are love and light. But you got feelings, sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And you got to recognize and acknowledge with self-compassion whatever you feel, and then poof, let it go. And
Mm-hmm.
you'll see how it opens up for you.
Yeah, she's pulling on she is wicked strong, and she has so much fortitude and is used to working through things. So she's just like remaining this real strong, very strong person within, holding that back. But actually your strength will become even a true strength when you allow yourself to feel that or to release whatever that thing is within you, whether it's
God,
hurt or
Rhea, well
whether it's
said.
not
Well
believing in
said.
something.
Well
Yeah.
said. I hope you
So
heard
yeah.
that last part.
Yeah, you don't
And
need to be so strong. And I can feel it all right now, Kimmy. It's all loosening up and breaking. I feel it in my heart. I feel things moving around and shifting right now. So whether at a conscious or subconscious level, this energy that we brought forth to you is definitely touching and hitting you energetically. I can feel that loosening up and opening up. So don't be afraid of your deepest wants, needs, desires, or hurt or whatever it is. All of it, just allow it to come out. Allow it, because yeah, you're really numbing. There's something in there you were numbing,
yeah,
not wanting to confront,
Rita,
protecting.
you know
You are
what's
protecting yourself.
screaming at me? It's
Mm-hmm.
screaming at me is I'm tired of being good. I'm tired of being good.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yes.
goes with our theme for today. Hey,
Yeah.
listen. Uh, if it's something out of your past and you got a mother f that person just to
Yeah.
release this
And
pain inside. You're not wrong. They weren't right or wrong. They were teaching you. But by you suppressing that feeling,
you're
oh, I don't want to
limiting.
feel that way. I'm a being of love and light. Well, bullshit. We're beings of love and light that came here to feel and experience everything, the dark and the light. Okay? That means crucifixions, uh, 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 scourging at the pillars, the dark and the light, going into the temple and turning over the tables because they're gambling inside God's house. Jesus got pretty mad himself. So it's
Hmm.
okay to get mad.
I love it. Yes, he did. He got mad and he partied. He had fun. He lived in the physical body. He was human. So just to back up what John was saying, I did because I wanted to play with these cards, the Galactic Heritage, and it's whatever is affecting you or is connected to what we're talking about, that energy. It is a parallel life, and you get the insectoid hive mind. And briefly, it talks about how we are connected to the collective, and a lot of times we're afraid to lose our individuality, but because we're asking what is you're learning from it, I believe there's a parallel life where you've submitted so much to the collective that you're denying your own individuality. So in the card, it talks a lot about being part of the collective, but because we're looking at it from the reverse, the parallel that is affecting you is where you're so buyed into giving or sacrificing or denying something within yourself for the greater good. They want you to allow your individual expression to come forth as well.
Yeah.
All right,
Um,
and that was it.
okay, Abuelita shared out, and
Hey, Abilita,
I want to say
Mamacita.
hello to Sally on the West Coast. Hello, Sally. How are you? I stay up
Uh,
late and listen to Sally Channel at night. She
oh,
gets me
awesome.
grounded before I go to bed. Um, and Mary Simone, I didn't say hello to you. Mary shared also. Okay, I'm glad I caught that, Mary.
Thank,
Abuelita and Mary
thank you very much. All right,
and
so let me
Richard.
find
Oh my
Abilita,
God,
Mamacita.
did I miss Richard too? Okay, Richard, I got you, buddy. Richard,
All right.
Mary, and Abuelita. Okay, let me write that down. Richard,
All right.
Mary, and Abuelita.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, guys. And if you want a more in-depth personal, I did stick the PayPal, so let us know if you did make a donation as well.
Okay, yeah, please let us know if you donate because I'm not really good at checking these.
Yeah, I don't even see where I put it, so I'll stick it in there. I don't even see it showing up. It might be too far
And
back.
Louise O'Connor shared. Let me write that down. Louise. Okay.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. And this is awesome. And know that when you do share out or we give you a quickie or give you a reading or a personal, you're actually holding space for others also to learn and to gain insight because we're all connected and we're all somewhat resonant with each other. So we might be experiencing similar energies just played out differently. So I appreciate you guys all being here and sharing out because then you help individually, but you're helping the whole as well.
We got Leona Sue and Pam also. So we better go through these a little bit quicker. Okay.
Yes,
Um,
not so much.
let's do our
Well,
share list. Okay, guys. And if you donated, let us know.
yeah, we'll make them a little quicker.
Okay.
All right.
Let's pull for, only because I wrote them down in this way. Let's pull for Rich. Guys, I got everybody. I got Rich,
Richard.
Mary, Abuelita, Louise, Leona, Sue, and Pam. We
All right.
will give each of you a message.
We're on Abby. Who are we on right this second?
Let's work for Rich right now. Rich, what is
All right, let me find him. Richard, thank you.
Richard?
All right, Richard. Oopsie dozy. I don't know. I immediately feel there's a reshuffling of energy. Just the way I was shuffling and everything splatters, it just means there's a lot being brought up, like released and shifted around in your life, ideas and just things happening. A lot of energetic loosening up, shifting, and reorganizing to match your new frequency. So a lot of outside changes reflecting your inner changes. All right, so what's in the dark? What might you be not knowing on a conscious level that is literally supporting you? You got also same card Kimmy had, Angel of Alchemy, Miracle. So for you, there could be a lot of choices and things happening, a little shakeup of energy. And again, opening up your heart to choose the one, again, that your heart desires, not trying to think about making that decision from a logical necessarily or what is expected of you, Richard, but doing something deep within your heart. You could be at a standstill. You could be kind of have something a little repressed, something deeply that you wanted, but it hasn't happened, or you've been disappointed. So you might be just kind of remaining numb to something deep within you as well. And it's coming forward, and they want you to allow yourself to be vulnerable, to expose those deep needs and wants within you so that they can actually be part of you. The deepest longings in the heart are a big part of the soul's purpose, a big part of your experience here. And we prevent the fuller experience of who we are when we hold that within in fear of disappointment. So there could be a fear within a fear of disappointment. To me, the darkness is something that is fearful, something that isn't seeing it for the full light that it is, something that you're denying within yourself instead of integrating. Fear creates pullback. What's it? Resistance, contraction. There's something calling you to open up to and step into that is more expansive and freeing. So that's what I have for you. 21, to do with your expression in the physical reality too. To do with physical manifestation is what I believe the subject matter is to do with.
Yep. Maria, this peels right off there. It says nothing to prove. Richard, spirit requires nothing of you. You are complete simply by existing. We create expectation for ourselves. In order to prove that which we already are, complete and whole and in our being. God rejoices in all that you are now, which is nothing less than God himself. Step back, Richard. Okay, now let's put this back into perspective. What am I feeling? Richard, go quiet, go somewhere, and either do your tapping or your self-compassion awareness. What am I feeling? I'm feeling like I don't know how to move forward. I'm feeling like I should be doing something that I'm not. I should be doing something more, or whatever this pressure you're putting on yourself, Richard. Spirit is telling you, back up, time out. Welcome to the human experience, they're saying. Okay, and this is how you work through the human experience. This is what Leah and I are teaching today. You work through the human experience by acknowledging and accepting whatever you're feeling, and that'll shift the perception. So in order to clear up this cloud of confusion that you got going on about what you should be doing, Richard, you need to reflect. What am I feeling? Okay, I'm human. I'm feeling this. I feel like I should be doing something more in my life, or whatever this friggin' creation you're bringing down the mountain with a snowball. You're making it bigger, okay? And because your heart, look at that heart. It's pure friggin' love, okay? And the rest of the card shows that you're surrounded with confusion of emotion. Okay, so take each emotion one at a time. Okay, very gently, and sit quietly and say, I'm feeling like I don't know what I want to do. Whatever it is, you know exactly what you're feeling, but they're telling you to sit quiet and to be aware of what you're feeling. I'm feeling this and I accept myself. Next thing, I'm feeling that and I'm accepting myself. I'm feeling the next thing and I'm accepting myself. Go through them one at a time, Richard, and you release the shit out of it. Boom,
That's
boom, boom.
beautiful. Exactly.
Okay, good.
Okay, and real quick, Richard. Darn it, what was it? Oh, when as John was talking, and I felt a deep, like something deep within my heart. There might be some sort of sense of unworthiness, something that you might think, just holding some unworthiness. And I did want to pull a galactic card, even though we're supposed to go really fast. I picked the Lyra, and this energy that you're feeling, or that is keeping you stuck, is something based in the past. Lyra is masculine energy, so it's the masculine principle. There could be something due to, like what John was saying, expectations of being masculine, what I should do, not what I want to do. So the masculine, the Lyra, all colonies, they went and started all of these other civilizations out on the planet. Masculine is an active energy. It's to do, it's procreating. So you might be holding on to something of unworthiness from a past, the Lyra energy, of feeling you did not live up or measure up to some sort of masculine or have to energy. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. Creating on that level. Who's next, John?
Mary.
Let me get her name up here. Mary, I like the way that's
Mary,
spelled.
let me know
Thank you for
you're here.
sharing.
Thanks for sharing, Mary. You're welcome, Richard. Mary, let us know you're here.
Mary, what quite contrary. So I don't know why. Mary, quite contrary. Just, you know, that thing, sometimes things will come to your mind that are relating. So contrary, you know, to me, it's almost like stepping into your passion, not being, what's the word? Complacent. There's something calling you, something activating you, something calling you forth. It's individual to you, and not to just be accepting. And it doesn't mean not knowing. Acceptance isn't the same thing as, okay, I'm just accepting life. It's knowing life is working for you in the moment. So it's not saying not accept the moment or outside circumstances, but in accepting that, knowing that it is taking you to bigger things, that it's actually aiding and supporting you. Whatever you're going through now is aiding and supporting you to bring forth your passion or your light or whatever it is you want to do. So don't think that acceptance is being complacent. It's actually, paradoxically, the opposite. It works with it. It works with it, the surrendering. Okay, what
Wow.
you have for shadows is, autumn is my last chance. Please don't lose hope. Oh, so here it looks like you might be losing losing hope, literally. Like might feel downtrodden. You might feel like you got one last opportunity, or I mean, I don't know how old you are, but sometimes as we get older, we think, oh, geez, we missed the mark. We missed our ship, our train, whatever. Time's a wasting. So to me, this also could be you getting caught up in the illusion of linear time in general. And what's calling you is knowing that Mary is alive and vibrant, and life never ever ends, and to shift your perception from a limited timeline to being multidimensional, they're saying. There's always hope. In this red apple, everything else is dimsel. She's holding a red apple. That red apple looks ripe. It looks juicy. It looks like, boy, that would be really nice to bite into. So it's just saying there's much more abundance and juiciness and experience for you to extract from life. So stop worrying. Don't project into the future. Don't get caught up in linear, but really be embraced in the now and really extract everything you can in your now moment, what's before you. They're showing me blowing up linear time. What is before you now that you can extract the juiciness from?
Wow.
Okay, John.
Okay, Mary Simone. This is we didn't need a last name, but anyway, Mary, lead yourself. This card is so cool for you. Let me read it.
It's your time, yes.
Trusting your heart as the compass. as the compass, point of reference, and wisest of guides. Only the
Mm,
heart knows the surest path to happiness, and the universe yearns to fulfill its call.
mm.
Okay, sweetness, listen, get out of your friggin'
Sweetness. Even the way you called her sweetness, that was perfect.
get out of your head and into your heart. That's where the answers are. Okay? In your head, if you want to help clear that head chatter, use the self-compassion awareness that we're teaching. Even though I feel like I should be doing this, even though I feel like I should be doing that, and I don't know what to do, I accept how I feel. Accept all of this, accept that you're human and you're going to feel all of this mental confusion. But the message is clearly saying that the answers are in your heart, sweetie. Whatever's in your heart is the truth of where you want to go. It'll help you to make a decision. Okay? So your heart, look at this card. Your heart is, and this is a piece of like driftwood, and it's and it looks like a heart, but it's representing the earth, the grounding, the essence of who you are. Everything is in your heart, and all of this other stuff is nothing but chatter and noise. It's mind games. Okay? And like Ria said, if you felt like you're missing out on something, you missed out on something in your life, okay? It's okay. It's okay to feel that. Whether that's true or not is really up to you. What is important is what you're going to do with the now and going forward with it, honey. You got a lot of friggin' joy to create in your life. Okay, it's not over. Okay, but you got to get out of your head and into your heart more and forgive yourself. You didn't do anything wrong. You freaking pretty tough on yourself, I can tell you that. So a lot of self-forgiveness. It's not your fault. It's just the way things happened for you. But it's nothing you did that was wrong, sweetheart. Okay? Everything happens for you. So this is your chance to understand, okay, that your heart is to be your compass, not what's in your head. Okay? Let's move on. I'm sorry it's taken so long.
And just real quick, I did pull you a galactic. I'm just going to tell you what the card is. You got non-humanoid, so a parallel life, and it's to do with alienness. Sometimes we try to escape because we are disconnected from being a human, and you have a connection to being alien. And sometimes we think we have to do have-tos in order to try to connect to Earth, and then it gives us a sense of loss. So, anyways, just non-humanoid alienness is affecting a parallel reality. Who's next?
Next is Abuelita.
Mamacita. Thank you, Mary, for that.
My mediumship friend, Abuelita. She's really getting very good at her stuff. She's digging in.
Yes.
Well, you know what? That's a pure heart and a pure mind. Connects to spirit so well, and that's Abuelita. She's like a love boat. Okay.
All right, what I got for you, Abuelita, from the Shadows and Light deck is Marie Masquerade, glamour, intrigue, and drama. So she looks like she's someone famous. She looks like she might go to a lot of fancy balls and all that kind of stuff. She's taking her mask off. So as John was talking about you getting really good at your stuff, or, really becoming an expression of who you are and your gifts and your soul, we've got right here, the mask is off. So you are, I think, coming out of wearing mask or hiding yourself. The shadow energy that is coming forth is that you still might be holding on to a piece of yourself that you're hiding. You might be just kind of holding back a little bit, and And that's scary in being in the human world, because in a lot of times we get judged and criticized and blah 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 and being different. But you're here to be different. You're here to bring new information. You're not supposed to blend in. You're not supposed to be like everybody else. Like Marie, this woman here, she really stands out and she's beautiful. And I think what is being called of you is to keep continuing on removing your mask. Don't worry about your outside perception. Don't worry about how you come across. Don't worry about how people take you. All that matters is that you shine and be and express your authentic self. And you can express that in any costume that you display as a human. Like John was saying earlier on somebody else's read, it doesn't matter what part you're playing as long as you're expressing who you are. And we're given many different vehicles, whether it be a dress or a baker or a sailor or a mom or a husband or a chef. We take on many costumes like this, but we are still expressing our authentic self. So you're just being called to expose, no matter what costume. Don't let the costume create a label or a definition. Like, I know you're a grandma. Don't think you got to fit into a normal grandma label. Expose yourself no matter what costume or role you are playing is what's being called to you.
Okay, so that good, Ree?
Perfect for now. Yep.
For now, yep. Well, Abuelita, it's time. This is your time to shine, honey.
Oh, yes.
As you see more and more beauty in your world, the more your own light shines. The more you recognize, this is the biggest part right here. The more you recognize your heart, recognize your true nature, excuse me. The more you recognize your true nature, the more beauty you will see. You are the world, or the world is within you. As you see your world, you'll see yourself as within, and as without. I believe that it's really giving it to me big time with you. It's time for you to see who you are. And they're also telling me, and who you have always been. Okay? You may perceive this part of your life as a new enlightenment. But as Ria said, you've always felt that you had to fit into some kind of, and that's understandable. We're kind of like from the same generation. We feel like we got to fit into these old molds. Okay? They're telling me you did all of that so beautifully, but now it's really time for you to enjoy your life and understand who you really are and who you have always been. Okay? During the times when you weren't consciously aware of what you are now, sweetheart. Okay? You've always been God's source energy. Now you're just more of aware of it, which is why you're doing readings so well. Okay? You're self-appreciating. You're raising your vibration to a level where spirit is coming through so that you can help yourself and others, I believe. But you've always had this power. It was just, how would you say, the power was in confused energy because you didn't understand what you know now. And there's nothing wrong with that because you're exactly where you're supposed to be.
Exactly.
And let me tell you something, you're full of wisdom. And it's time for you to take that wisdom and to alchemize it into the beauty that you understand through your life and what to teach now. Spirit is telling me you can teach through your wisdom, Abuelita, because you understand better now. And so you're such a gift to this world with all of that wisdom that you're able to, how are they're saying, you're able to filter it through the light now. Okay? And the way you can deliver messages now is way beyond what you could ever do because you're accepting yourself more. It's self-appreciation. Okay? So stay on that pattern. On the days that you're feeling low and spirit's not coming through, even though spirit's not coming through for me today, I still accept that that's true. I don't know what's going on. Okay? I'm not a machine. Okay? I'm doing the best I can. It's always with self-compassion and acceptance, sweetie. Okay? Because you, like me, and like anybody from our generation, we tend to be a little bit hard on ourselves because we've been programmed to shit. Okay? Okay, message delivered.
All right, and real quick, your galactic card also was non-humanoid. Your parallel life affecting you and supporting you most right now is that energy of alien. And as you bring forth more of yourself, you might actually feel alien because you're actually a truer version of yourself, which a lot of the mass consciousness don't always operate in the purity, undiluted part of themselves that you are releasing and expressing. So don't be afraid of feeling alien because essentially that's part of who you already and always were. So you're bringing that information. Great job. Keep up the good work. Who's next?
Louise is next.
Find Louise here. Louise O'Connor. Thank you for sharing, Louise. I'm finding the message in general for everybody is we always talk about how we're a star seed. We find that fascinating and it pulls us to know that kind of stuff because that part of us is coming forth more and more as we become enlightened and more aware of our true nature and express it and step into it. And that what spirit and our higher selves or my higher self, our spirit has been saying as of late is we're a star seed coming into full form of our alien nature. So we're really, really stepping in and empowering at a fuller capacity those other galactic parts of ourselves, but through our physical being now. All right, Louise. Shoot. What I got for you, Louise, is the witch and hold on, let me put these glasses on. End of the world. The witch at the end of the world. So what's standing out in the background looks sort of cataclysmic, like the lightning, maybe things getting just kind of broken open, things changing. But yet she's holding this time in this hourglass. And the hourglass looks kind of equal on both sides. It's pouring. You're wrapping up cycles. I feel you're ending one world and stepping into another world, and that could, cause some fear, cause some disruption. I think maybe you know the path you got to take, and you might be even a little afraid of the disruption it's going to cause in your everyday world and the people around you, because she's the one holding the hourglass. She is pouring it. The red represents to me the blood of spirit, passion, fire, grounding that energy to your physical experience. So you might be stepping into some big changes that you're afraid that are going to cause havoc, but that is exactly what you are being called to do right now. The end of one world as you step into another world. And what's the number on here? 9. Yeah, the 9:45. End of cycles to create anew. So step forth, trust in that, and following your spirit. But what is affecting you on the dark side is you're afraid of the changes that you're going to make and the cycles disrupting your world. But guess what? That's exactly what they're supposed to do. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, Louise, I don't know. Okay, let's see. Energy signal creates. Your true vibration is that which motivates, inspires, and uplifts and excites you. When you step into your vibration, you give off frequency, which is your stamp, your imprint on earth. It is the creative force which is unique and individual for you, creating a life that is perfectly matched and reflective of your energy. So that fear Ria was making reference to is normal human fear. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
with these changes that are happening for you. Okay, and it's important for you to understand it's okay to have fear, and I accept myself for having this fear, but I want to move forward and I want to live this life. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I want to, and the card is making reference to do the things that are in your heart that raise your vibration, Louise. Whether that means going for a walk, being in the mountains, going by the river, going by the ocean, I don't care what it is you like to do, whether you like to plant friggin' basil. I don't give a shit what it is you like to do. Those are the things you're being called to do. Follow the joy, follow the heart, so that the universe can bless you with this abundance it wants to give you. And it's okay to have the fear. It's okay to have the fear. Everybody's going to have fear with change, okay? But it's important to not let it hold you back to the point where it gets crippling, okay? Guys, you're not going to hurt yourself with creating if you have some fear and doubt, okay? Universe understands fear and doubt, okay? But when it gets to the point where it cripples us, that's when it becomes disproportionate, is what they're saying. You don't want to live in such a deep fear that you don't live your life, okay? So that's when it's time to either get help with that, or I don't know how you like to get out of fear. But certainly, even though I'm feeling this fear, I accept that I'm feeling it, and that'll help lift it, okay? Because we feel like we should be these Herculean figures, and we should be able to do all this masterful stuff in our life without fear. It ain't that way, guys. It ain't that way. You're going to have fear, and it's okay as long as it's proportionate. Once it becomes disproportionate, that's when you want to deal with it. But a little bit of fear and doubt, guys, is not going to hold you back as long as you're going for what you desire. Okay, move on.
And your galactic card is fusion and magic, and the parallel reality is of the present. So it's reiterating about you trusting in the change. Even this look a little bit like mirroring images, like the hourglass. So fusion and magic, and the 5-5 equals a 10, which equals the new beginning. So whatever this is, follow it. In the pouring, following your passion was kind of like the pouring of the blood. That means giving the blood. Our body needs blood to survive. It nourishes it. So it's like saying, pour your blood into that which excites you, like John was saying, and to trust in that. And it's creating fusion and magic, new creation. So new beginnings for you. Orion was your galactic race.
You're welcome, Abuelita. Hi, Kim Chemistry. Hello, sweetie. Louise.
Hey, fellow Jim.
Louise just said, I feel in the dark and not sure what new path is. Even though I feel in the dark and not sure what my path is, I still accept myself. That's how you release that, sweetie.
Yeah, perfect. It's okay to feel that. Yep. Okay. Don't try to force it too. Like when you don't know what to do, sometimes we try to gain a sense of control by just forcing and acting and reacting. And times like that, just take that step back, breathe into your center, and tap like John just did.
Yeah.
Accepting and allowing it, being present, not trying to...
When we're faced with all these decisions, we're saying, wait a minute, if I'm a good, stable, strong human being, I should know what to do. And there we do. We put all this resistance on ourselves and all this pressure instead of stepping back and saying, wait a minute, I'm afraid, God. Make it a prayer. I'm afraid, God, and I don't know what to do. Boom, the goddamn inspiration will come to you.
Yeah, sometimes the greatest power is in not doing. The greatest shifts and creation, step back. Yes.
Okay, Leona Sue is up. Hope that helps, Louise.
She's been here since the beginning. Thank you, Leona, for hanging in there.
Okay.
Shoo. All right. What on the dark side needs to come forth?
Leona Sue.
Yeah. What gift and support from the dark side does Leona need to hear? So we know our power and we know our light, and we get the physical experience of our God self through the fear, through the darkness. It's all a gift, supporting us through the physical realization of all that we are. All right, you got two real quick. I don't know. All right, we got Leona for you. Ghosts of the past. The past returns for a time. So this is just maybe what's affecting you and what is the dark side wants to let you know that is actually supporting you when it's brought into your awareness is the past. Something from the past still could be haunting you, affecting you, and something might have just come up again that you thought was over with, but what we repress and keep in the secret or in the closet, eventually you got to open up the door and face it and allow it, because once we work through it, we actually gain the and extract the light in it. So ghosts of the past, 42, to bring forth 6, which is harmony and balance. So you could be thinking or remembering, or could be past loved one, it could be a past life situation, something you're reminiscing or holding back from allowing your thoughts and emotions. It could be something of the past that you really need to either cry through or feel the emotions of the past to get you forward moving on your life. So there could be something you're repressing from the past that could be painful too, and you don't want to express it or feel it. I'm feeling a little bit in the heart. Sewer mermaid, your sensuality is beautiful. That is a 7. So how these go together, 7 to me is the divinity, the connection to your divine. So whatever this is of the past that you need to reconcile, to just feel through. I'm feeling there's something from your past you haven't fully felt. You might have had some tears, or you might have brought it, and it might have brought you sadness, but then you kind of bring it back in and disregard it and try to kind of keep it in the back. So something from the past. In the sewer mermaid, your sensuality is beautiful. This one is, well, sensuality, your feelings, connecting to your own sexual energy, connecting to the sensual experiences in life. Maybe you felt you indulged in something. Maybe you're holding some sort of judgment against yourself. I don't know why the word toxicity came to mind. You could be holding something against yourself or judging it in a critical way where you really need to embrace it and it's part of your beauty, I'm feeling. Could have
Oh
had
my
something to do
God.
with the past. Could have had something to do with the past, but something about your own self and embracing it and not judging it and knowing that it was part of your human experience that you could be holding yourself accountable for, but actually it is part of your divinity. That which we judge and criticize and resist, and the more it bugs us or the more we try to hold it back, it's actually there to infuse our life on the physical level. All right, John, what do
Oh,
we got for Leona?
Jesus. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Your own. Leona Sue. Wear your own clothes. Trying to make
I love
someone
that card. Yep.
else's beliefs your own can be like trying to fit into someone else's clothes. You'll be a lot more comfortable if you wear your own. Express through the brilliancy of your own thoughts. Uh, Whatever you thought in the past you had to be, and maybe there are judgments against yourself, like Ria is bringing up, that's coming up in your read, that I should have been this or I should have been that. Spirit's trying to show you is you're not like others. You're different. You're who you are, and to sell that. That's who you are. I'm the different one. I'm maybe crazy. I'm flamboyant. I do things in a different way. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. Okay? Look at this heart. It's decorated. Your heart is like a decorated wreath.
Oh,
Okay?
I love
It's
that.
something to behold. It's something to be. Man, you've been conditioned to think that, to probably think, and that's the darkness. What the darkness has been showing you
It's a
is
lie.
it's a lie, right? Okay, society, whatever, has taught you that Leona Sue, she's she's something that doesn't really fit in, and what Spirit's trying to show you is the fact that you are different is what we want to show you, and to embrace that. Okay, I don't even have to belabor this anymore. It's the fact that she was held down by so much darkness and limiting belief. That the message today is to understand that the fact that you are different is your gift, sweetheart. Okay.
Mm. And yeah, and just real quick, I did the two galactic cards and they did pop out and they totally match with the totality of the reading. One of them is Earth, the present. So right now, very connected to Earth, and what it talked about was progressive desires. So saying you're progressive, saying you're different, connecting to your divinity, and and connecting to your divinity, you also got the homesickness. If you're not connecting and expressing who you are, and you know that you are, or repressing it in somewhat, you're going to feel a little bit homesick. So what it's saying is just to accept and allow all the sensual, all the flavors of you, allow them to come forth and be expressed. Your two galactic cards were Vega, the past, that's affecting you, homesickness. But the other one was Earth, and that's progressive ideas. And I think it's bringing them forth. You might have been reprimanded on some other timeline or energy where you were actually reprimanded or repressed for your individuality. So this timeline is saying now in the present on Earth, it is now time to express and expose your progressiveness, your progressive ideas, broken free from the shell, free to be you, exposing the yoke within you.
Wow.
All right. Thank you, Leona Sue. All you guys too. All your messages are such, they hit home for me as well. All of these messages I can relate to. So that's the beauty of it. Like the sun doesn't shine through just one ray, meaning Leona Sue is one ray. The sun, the source, the spirit messages that we are bringing forth affect all the rays, all of us in some way, shape, or form to enlighten us, to empower us, to just boost and help us to inflame our confidence.
Oh yeah, these messages are certainly not for only the person we're reading for. You can see
Yeah.
see it, Rhea, how it fits into the whole theme of the day. All
Yep.
right, now read for
Sorry, Leona. Yeah, if you re-listen, Leona, it should come forth. She lost. She went silent for a little bit. Hopefully, you guys, we didn't go silent on the rest of you.
I have to
Okay.
rewatch and hear everything you said. Okay.
Good message, Leona. Thank you. Listen to it. Okay, do we have anybody else
we
on the
got
share?
Pam and Melanie.
And then we'll probably have to wrap it up with them. Who was the first one? Dan?
Pam and then
Oh,
Melanie.
Pam. All right.
P-A-M, Pam.
Let me find her again. I saw her earlier.
Pam, are
Thank you
you
for
here?
sharing, Pam. Shoot. All right. Pam Gary. What message from the dark side wants to come to your awareness? We got the Storm Angel. All right, let me just see here. Do I have glasses or not? Storm Angel. I really love that she's all blue. To me, what it's telling me is just to really, really trust in and allow those psychic powers, that internal guidance, what you think of, and those thoughts that come on your mind, come through your mind, not to discount them. Sometimes I think that you have awareness and psychic abilities, or your tuition is telling you something and you're afraid, again, with the lightning bolts can represent those lights, those insights that you receive, but you might be afraid to express them or intrigue them or follow them through due to maybe some disruption that they may cause, because lightning is bright, it's sharp, it's powerful, it's quick. It can tear and sliver a tree, it can burn down a bush. And that sometimes I think your psychic awareness and intuition is really, really, really powerful. And it might even you might not even be aware of it yet, but it has the ability to really burn down a tree, burn down a house, but in a way that it's able to reborn that energy. Energy never dies. We burn things down, it nourishes the ground, and then it can be rebuilt. So I'm feeling that you're being guided to tear down or burn, or like just metaphorically, something in your life so that you can actually bring a new structure, is what I'm feeling. And even the word storm, it comes in, it shakes things up. A hurricane or a tornado can flatten a house. A lightning bolt can singe it and bring it to fire and burn it down. I'm just feeling there's something within your energy that you are being guided to that you might not be wanting to fully step into, because from one point of view it might seem destructive, but things sometimes are destroyed to be rebuilt. And that's going to bring you a greater abundance. The number 35 represents 8, which is abundance. So you have outlived and you've You've grown out of certain molds and beliefs and structures in your life, and now it is time for you to rebuild. And you could call it destroy, but you're not destroying. It's simply an evolution of energy.
She's
So trust in
creating
that.
new. She's creating new.
Collision, oh yeah, and what it says is collision of beliefs, styles, attitudes, and energies. So from the past you or other people's, there could be a collision. But like John says, you're creating new. Things come to collide to create new. And it's not going to agree with your past or your old beliefs or the old you or what people expect of you, because that's not where new creation comes from. Otherwise, you're just recycling the same old energy. You have come here for new life, new expression, new creation,
New
which is going to
creation
bring
comes
abundance.
out of the darkness. Look at that,
Yes.
Ree.
And
It's,
look at, there's the dark part and all the specks, the
and
sand on
right,
that driftwood is showing,
the,
showing those
the
insights,
white
intuitions.
spots, the white spots are your intention. The darkness is where you create. In other words, things got to go dark before we create better. I could use the pandemic as such a thing. They're creating all kinds of
Yes.
new vaccines. Everybody thought, oh, that was so terrible. I understand a lot of people lost a lot of wealth and businesses and things like that. I understand that. But out of that darkness, we have so much new creation coming that is for our highest good. Okay? And you're not, it says you are the portal to a new world. You are the light revealing a new earth. It is through you that creation is birthed. You create as you see and as you believe. So if you're creating in an unconventional way, okay, so be it. Okay, who's to say that your way of creating is not the way to do it? Okay, if you want to do it in an unconventional way or however you see fit, that's what we're all here to do. Shake
Mhm.
shit up. Okay, so spirit, what spirit's telling you is you're supported in that because those white specks inside your heart are what you intend to do. You intend to make positive change in the world, but it's coming from learning from the darkness.
Yeah, light is born from the darkness. It
Light
takes
is born from the
oppression to bring
darkness.
forth freedom. Yeah. Yeah, she's got some stuff activating within her. And you're very intuitive and very, um, your clairs are very open. The uh, the galactic card that you received is solar consciousness, and it says solar system. So you have a parallel life right now. What is supporting you and affecting this energy of the darkness supporting you and the galactic supporting you is the solar system. So there's many things to me. The solar system, everything is working in harmony, and you might feel sometimes that things are disharmonious, but these changes are actually all working for a greater harmony and the greater good of all, even though sometimes it might not seem it. So just to trust in that. And at 34, again, like John was saying, those intents in your heart, the light in your heart is your divinity, and you've come forth, your soul has come forth to express that. So solar consciousness is your, and what is solar? What is the sun? Light, light, light. So dancing in your light, expressing from the light, trusting in the light, allowing the light to destroy and reconstruct as need be.
Yeah, and it doesn't always, creation doesn't come from the light, it comes from the darkness.
And
The new beginnings come from the bad times that we went through, and now we want to move on. And then there'll be dark times again, and then there'll be light again.
it's just it's just like when those trees, like where everything has to burn for those seeds to pop open. You know how I don't know which plant it is, but they literally need to burn stuff down, and the only way that that seed procreates is through that fire, or that it generates life. So they work hand in hand. All right.
Well,
And
it's hard to believe that when a forest burns down, Ria, that it can be reborn, and it actually does. It does grow back. It takes time, but it grows back.
Yeah.
All right. So our last read, Ria, is for Melanie. And let me say hello to Lauren. Hi, Lauren.
Last but not least, thank you for joining, Lauren.
And Presh. Hello, Presh. And did I miss somebody?
Isabel? Or is that what it says?
I didn't say hello to Isabel.
Isabel, thank you. Thank you for joining. We've been on for 2 hours, so we're going to wrap it up with Miranda. Or wait, Melanie. Melanie, I'm sorry.
Melanie.
Let me put her up there. And our topic today, if you guys are interested in rewatching it, was the light being born from darkness, and it's bringing forth messages from the dark side, and the dark is actually supporting the light, where the light always, like, people in the spiritual community sometimes think we need to enlighten the dark, or misguided souls and all of that, but really it's the darkness and the confusion that is actually supporting us, and in order to experience our light through the physical experience. So that's kind of what our theme was today.
Right.
And how to alleviate that through tapping and tapping through it. Oh, there we go. There, we're ending on a good note. Oh, I love
Veda.
it.
Okay, Lord Veda. All right, go ahead. Read for Melanie.
Whoops. Why did I? Yeah, read for Melanie. Shoo. I don't know why I pulled the galactic one, but real quick, the galactic one is Earth. And to me, this is telling me your presence in the moment is everything is like right in the moment for you. How important it is to be in the presence. Your parallel reality is not parallel, but the galactic is progressive desires as well, and it's Earth. So to me, it's saying everything, like we talk about integrating these other parts of ourselves and opening up gifts from other dimensions and timelines, and they're supporting us, but we might not be aware of it. To me, everything that is really, really supporting you is in your here and now. Like, your life experience is your support system, and I don't know, to me, you're all contained in this now. Not that you're not. There's obviously multidimensional parts of you, but the profundity of your presence in the now it's huge. It's just progressive desires, changing the earth. Also, allowing your divine frequency imprint, what makes you unique, and bringing that forth in every moment of the now. And the 7 representing that divinity. I'm curious to see what your shadow card is. I don't know why I pulled that one first. Progressive desires, bringing the progression, bringing new life, being part of that new earth.
Progressive, yep. Well, Ria, sure, defy. May your life defy all logic and practicality. So
That's perfect.
He is progressive, and
you're redefining Earth as it is, as it was.
Guys, that is what I feel like our generations are doing. And who's ever alive on this planet is bringing light to a new way of doing things. We've been in the shadows for so long because of whatever. And you know what? It had to happen that way to bring us to where we are now. But you, Melanie, are certainly a defier, you defy logic and
I love it.
So,
and she says her path number is a 7. So she's really just
if you're going to get
expressing.
7 is a Mickey Mantle number. That's somebody that breaks records. That is like in a class of their own. Okay.
Exactly. Redefining what humans are. Even this is awesome. Go on.
If you want to create a standing on your head, I'm kind of getting that metaphor that you like to do things differently, and that's okay. And that's okay. They're encouraging you to go with that theme. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Never stop. Never talk. Try not to talk self-doubt about being different and defying logic. It's okay to be who you are and different, because that's what we need, and that is a beautiful thing in this energy, especially because we're breaking out of the old ways now. And you kids are teaching me, everybody that's younger than me, you're all teaching me how you would like the planet to be. Okay? You don't want to see color in people. You guys want to see unity. You want to see acceptance. This is what you want to see. and you're willing to fight for it. So this is you kids showing me and my generation, hey, we're not putting up with the old shit of separation. We want it to be one good planet for everybody, and you're a part of that. You're a part of that, Melanie, in a very unconventional way.
Yeah, it's just like redefining. And she said self-doubt. So when you are a individual like yourself and you've come to instill these new energies and thought forms and break beliefs and break the systems, you're going to feel doubt because we were born into a very dense reality and very set in stone. And you're going to feel doubt when you've got all of this pressure from others trying to form you, to shape you, to make you something, put these layers on you only for you to rediscover who you are and come out in the light. And what I'm feeling for you, the shadow one that came through, the shadows and light, you got Violet Duchess, and the number is 18, and that's literally the ending cycles. And I'm feeling like on another timeline, you were stifled, bored, stuck. She's crying. She's this duchess. She's a beautiful, she's royal, but yet she feels stuck and bored and stifled. And in this timeline, you've come to really break free of all of that and be the royalty that you are, be the light and express it. And I was watching The Crown lately, and they were so put in these just, you would think they have it all, but they were so their freedom was so taken away to be in the relationships they wanted and to do what they wanted to do. Kind of like this royal person. You've got all this royalty, but what good is it if you don't express it? So you might have even been royal on this timeline, but now in this life, you've come to be free, express, progressive, and to change up shit and to be light and life and dance and free. They show me this, and I don't know if you like to dance, but they show me this ray of light just dancing around and being free to be them and all the glory that they are. So you can have everything, but you can still be stuck and non-expressive and not truly alive. That life is affecting you, where in this life you're going to be truly alive in who you are.
Yeah. And Melanie, it's okay to have self-doubt. Even though I have this self-doubt, I still love and accept myself. I still am willing to be compassionate that I have doubt. Okay, remember who you are. You're human, but you're God's source energy, and you're going to work through those emotions. And it's okay to feel the self-doubt.
Yeah,
okay?
and especially when you are such an individual and you are really here just to instill a new thought form and idea and consciousness, you're going to feel self-doubt. And like, what was I going to say? Don't give yourself shit for it. Like John was saying, allow those feelings.
Don't give yourself shit for that. Correct.
Because we've got so many layers, and when you're here to really shine as an individual and not just blend in, you're breaking through these layers, but you know the truth of who you are. So you might be hard on yourself because albeit you might think, oh, I should be over this. I'm conscious of this. I know I shouldn't whatever feel that. But no, you should feel everything, because in the feeling, you're actually doing the healing. So through the feeling, you're healing, and then you're allowing that light to come out. And I saw that you said you did galactic healing.
In the feeling, you do the healing.
Yeah, it's in the feeling, you do the healing. Yeah, through the feeling.
I'm writing that down, Reed, because I'm posting that for you.
Yeah,
in the feeling, you do the healing.
Yeah, through the feeling, you do the healing. Yeah, I've posted that before, but post it again because it's been a long time.
I'm putting that on my timeline. Okay, sweetie, we got to wrap, right?
Yeah, 2 hours and 1:11.
That was beautiful. Rhea, great time, kiddo.
Yeah, thank you. That was awesome. And I love the way that you really incorporated and role played how we can tap and how we can work through these darker feelings and fears and all of that, and through that self-acceptance and through your tools and techniques. So thank you for that.
Yeah, it's the foundational piece of us moving forward that I'm trying to show everybody.
Yeah, right? No, that's awesome.
Let's not fight those feelings. I don't want to fight those feelings anymore.
Yes. All right, guys. Thank you for sharing out. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being the ray of light and being present and giving life to this live, guys.
Bye, Rhea.
Bye-bye. May you all shine with the entirety of all. the light and love that you are.
Okay, Princess Leia, bye-bye.
Bye.